All right. Good evening, guys. So for this week's discussion, we're talking about population growth. Um, and I found a great article from the National Institute of Health regarding a number of modern trends in population growth. It was written in 2021, so it's very recent. Hope you can't hear my cat running around behind me. It's pretty noisy. Anyway, a few of the trends that the article mentions uh, that their study has found to be connected to population growth to a decrease in the rate of population growth. So note, population is still growing, just at a slower rate. Some of these things that contribute to that are growing sense of like women's empowerment and women's empowerment movements, giving more power to women and how do I say, almost like determination, like to make their own choices and break out of some of the standards that have been set in terms of woman being the center of the household and having children and taking care of the family and that kind of stuff. A lot of women are starting to refocus themselves, and that leads into the second one, which is kind of like self-development, which is among a lot of women, also men. Um, but this is like prioritizing career and personal goals over having children. So that's also contributing to a decrease in the population growth rate. Another thing is due to like the modernization of technology and health sciences and medicine, all that stuff, is that families need fewer attempts at having children in order to be successful, like just due to advances in medicine and healthcare, prenatal care, all that kind of stuff. Um, they don't need to try so many times in order to have healthy children. Um, so that might lead to, a couple, one or two, I don't know, fewer children per family. Most of the growth, uh, well, hold on, I'll skip that for now, actually. Another contributing factor is urbanization in developing countries. This is actually contributing to growth in population increase, because in developing countries, it's bringing people together. But then you also see a trend of people moving in developed countries, people moving from suburban and rural areas into more urban areas. But this is often related to kind of that self-development that I talked about. Career goals, personal goals, that kind of stuff. And as well as a growing number of households with decreasing size, also related to urbanization. So as people are moving into more urban settings, you're not seeing, well, the people that did the study are not seeing quite as many households with as many people, not as many intergenerational households. So you're seeing smaller households with fewer adults as well as fewer kids, but a greater number of households. So the other part of this discussion is referring to do I think we'll reach 12 billion by 2150? Um, this is a hard question to answer. Frankly, I don't think we will. I think we will likely encounter some very challenging factors, whether it be food shortages, illnesses, because first of all, as we saw with the coronavirus pandemic, that killed almost 500 million people. Maybe I shouldn't have been so blunt about that. Um, but it did take the lives of a lot of people. And that I feel like is just a start. There's plenty of evidence out there to show that climate change is going to contribute to increasing numbers of infectious diseases and pandemics, similar to what we just saw, for a variety of reasons. Um, So something like that could significantly impact population levels. Um, as well as people losing land, people losing homes due to rising sea levels, which will affect some areas more than others. But a number of these contributing climate change factors, um, as well as literal global warming, areas getting hotter, that's going to drive people into more condensed, more densely populated areas, which more densely populated areas tend to face more challenges with healthcare and illnesses. Um, and it's all so interconnected. Like we've been talking about systems and that kind of stuff. It's all super interconnected. Um, so with all of these different factors and all of these different challenges that we could face, I don't think that we will actually reach that 12 billion number. I think it will likely be on the lower end of the projection.